Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. Today I'm testing out this app called Penzil app. This is by developer Jacopo Colo. The app itself was I think inspired by Blender Grease Pencil. And here I'm using just my iPad. And basically the app premise is you're drawing like using Grease Pencil. So you're kind of doodling around. And you're doodling on this plane. We can move around in 3D like normally, just like inside Blender, but there is this plane at the center, and we can move this thing around and also rotate the plane. Let me try using two fingers. So I'm using my left fingers and I can rotate the plane that way. Okay, and if I am using that blue axis, I'm also rotating the plane on that axis. There seems to be like a pressure sensitivity as well. So let me try. I can also use three fingers and kind of move this in either X, Y, or Z axis. So this could be pretty handy. So it's like a different type of interface similar to Grease Pencil. This is for sketching in 3D. So let's see how good is this. You can actually quickly export this out into Blender. It's gonna export out this JSON file that you can use with Blender Python to convert it into Grease Pencil. I might show that in a bit. And let's take a look at the tool a little bit more. So there is this pencil mode and there's this eraser mode. We can erase everything very quickly just by selecting the stroke. If I refresh, it's gonna reset everything, so we are back to the beginning. So let's try drawing something. There's also the control for the stroke. I like to draw with really thick stroke like this. Let me do something really simple actually. For example, I'm drawing like my usual creatures, a snail or like a seahorse. Let's draw the seahorse. Capybara seahorse with a antenna and a wing. So this is of course just flat, but I can rotate my plane like that, and I can draw extra wings. This one, oh yeah, we don't have the mirror mode yet, but I think still this is pretty cool to be able to do this very quickly. So let's say we actually want to draw from the top view. Let's rotate this so we are still on that plane. We can draw a circle on the body, for example. You might remember me mentioning an app called Gravity app. It's actually pretty similar. Gravity app is actually an app on the VR and also as an app on the iPad. Let's see. This app, of course, doesn't only draw stroke, you can also draw shapes. Let me try to rotate this. Could be a little bit hard to get back to the same axis, however, to the same plane. So maybe that's something the developer can improve. But we are basically in 3D all the time and moving this plane to draw on top of. So if I want to also use the shapes, I can tap on that image over there and then that icon and then select the color, and I can draw with stroke or just the shapes. Let me just draw some shapes. So we can actually try to draw like an artwork in 3D like this. Try different color. Just a freeform kind of doodles. It's very strange to draw this way, but it's also kind of fun. I wonder if we can make the plane larger. Let's rotate and try to move the plane up and down. Okay, maybe let's say I'm happy with this. I want to export it for Blender. GP, call it GP blah. Okay, download. Can you jump into my download folder? Excuse me. Share into iMac. So it should be on my iMac. Let me see if I can connect to my iPad. Okay, now we are in Mac mode. Blender. Okay, let's try to import GP blah. So this is the script provided by the developer for Blender. We just basically specify the path into the object, into the file. Sorry. Let me quickly go there. Put it inside. So I have this folder already, GP Penzil with whatever file. I can just run this, and we should have our Grease Pencil object created and converted. So maybe some of the strokes needs fixing, or let me try to just simplify the stroke using adaptive and increase the factor a little bit. So it's good for sketching, right? Kind of like a starting point for your creations. I think the strokes is a little bit too thick. Strokes, let's reduce the thickness. So we are pretty close to what I have earlier, I think. Yeah, see? This is what we have. And this is inside Blender. It's not too bad. We have the stroke, we have a bit of color. It's not exactly, but it's good for quick sketching. And once this is inside Blender, you can convert this to Bezier, for example. And then with Bezier, then we can convert it into 3D by using bevel. So this is yeah, but I think we can use this as a reference to make our 3D character, for example. So you're not limited to that. So let's get back to this. Let's make another thing, you know, I don't know, maybe you can make like a bicycle or like a bus, something that can be easy to create. Go to the front view, let's make like a bike. I like to draw with a thick strokes. So let's do that. Increase the thickness. So I'm sketching my bike. It's fancy looking bike. Okay, this is where I'm sitting. This is the controller. Let's see. We can switch to the top view. So maybe we want to rotate. Can we rotate? Oops. Let's move this up. So I want to draw this. I want to turn this into 3D a little bit, you know, like the chair part. Let's rotate and move this up. Oops. This part is a little bit hard to work with. So that part is now a little bit more 3D. Yeah, it's a little bit off, but maybe the bike has these wings. See, it looks 3D now. Maybe this plane need to go up. So I'm drawing this kind of like a shield. If you're like a CAD designer, sketching in 3D this way might be easier for you. Oops. Oh wow, this is hard to move ups and down with 3 fingers. Okay. So side with a bike, something like a bike, side view, top view. Okay, front view, maybe go to the front view. Okay, try to rotate this now. Okay, the plane is now kind of almost correct. What should we draw here? We can draw maybe like a character riding the bike. Ooh, this is slightly hard to move to place. Okay, we are on the front view. Here we can actually switch to this mode and move our camera a little bit. Now back to our plane. Let's draw some kind of character here. Some kind of weird, or weird like a crab looking character riding the bike. So I like this. I like how fluid this actually feel. You need to try it on your iPad yourself and just feel it. It's like grease pencil. Just feels more fluid. I'm drawing the shapes with the color now. I'm drawing with the fill. I mean with the stroke and fill. So if we check the result, we have some kind of alien creatures riding our bicycle bike. Okay, right, say we are happy with this, export to Blender, GP blur 2 or GP plane. Okay, download. Share iMac. Okay, now back to my Mac. File. Where's my script? It's gonna be GP plane. Export it. Oh, it's overriding my previous artwork. That's okay. Save as Penzil GP. Let's hide this. So now in Blender, we can simplify the stroke, adaptive. It's not too bad, right? Not too bad. In fact, I think this is a good reference, really good reference, like for you to start designing in 3D. I recommend you to use skin modifier. Actually, skin modifier is very underrated. So I'm just quickly making our crabby character. Convert this into skin modifier. Okay, because we are in Blender, we can actually mirror this. Okay, don't worry what I'm doing, and but yeah, basically turning this into 3D. Maybe it's you better off using something like an icosphere, and you get the shapes. Turning this into 3D, it's probably faster this way, and sculpt it. Just draw like blocking your character, and later on you can just remesh it on, convert it into 3D that you can sculpt further. Yeah, I think this is probably easier. And then for something like a bike, you want to draw the shapes. There's actually another add-on that I might use together with this sketching method of Penzil. Yeah, this icosphere is a good start. Join them. Mirror in the y-axis. You can always remesh. Yeah, you know the character, and but the bike is the one that's should be the interesting parts to draw using plane maybe, and you draw this part using curve, and then you bevel it. yeah, but this is a good starting point. Cylinder, rotate in the x-axis 90 degrees. Yeah, I need to work on my modeling skill again. But you got the idea. Yeah, the whole thing is pretty fun to do, both using the sketch. So back to the sketch again. This is the sketch. We can switch to this view mode. So we can use 2 fingers, 3 fingers, and we have our result in Blender. So I might continue with this, but hopefully you find this interesting and useful. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time.